Let me recount the tale of how my entire existence crumbled. A revelation that unveiled a web of deceit woven throughout my life. Merely 3 months ago, I deemed myself the epitome of felicity, relishing in the joys of life. I believed my family to be the epitome of perfection, a devoted and affectionate wife, along with a beautiful daughter who now hinders me from succumbing entirely to despair. Angelina and I tied the knot early in life. She had scarcely turned 18, while I, a mere 22. Just a year after exchanging vows, our precious daughter, angelically named Angelica, graced our lives. Their names, almost indistinguishable, added to the symmetry. In total, 6 years had passed from the day we vowed our love to the day fatefully mangled our existence. Our life flourished, absent of strife, as I amassed wealth with a rewarding profession. Rising through the ranks, I donned the mantle of the commercial department's head, all while ensuring my dedication and affection towards my family never waned. Every cent within the household, every spare moment dedicated to his daughters. Bouquets of flowers and thoughtful gifts given for even the most insignificant occasions. And even in the realm of intimacy, everything was perfect. I still struggle to comprehend why I was treated so kindly, feeling the need to pinpoint the blame primarily on myself, yet finding no fault there. That day, 3 months ago, remains etched in my memory as vividly as if it were today. I woke up, enjoyed a hearty breakfast, and bid farewell to my wife as she headed off to work. I then accompanied my daughter to the kindergarten before making my way to work, brimming with enthusiasm. 2 hours later, I received a call from Jelia, my beloved wife. Her voice conveyed both excitement and surprise as she shared with me the news that she had taken a pregnancy test that morning on an empty stomach, just to be certain. She joyously informed me that the test had yielded a positive result, even going as far as to capture the 2 lines in a photograph that she promptly sent my way. She mentioned she rang up work, took the entire day off, and was on her way to the antenatal clinic to confirm the pregnancy test. She'd find out the timeline, get herself on the registry, aim to wrap it up before lunchtime, and then whip up something tasty for dinner. In the evening, when I'd get back from work, we'd have a little celebration. I felt over the moon hearing this great news. While at the office, I shared it with my boss, who congratulated me on the upcoming addition to our family and even let me leave early. Instead of calling my wife, I thought I'd give her a pleasant surprise. Little did I know, a surprise was in store for me. I picked my daughter up from the kindergarten, then took her over to my folks' place and broke the news. They immediately understood my wife, and I needed some alone time. My dad promised he'd handle taking my daughter back to kindergarten the next day, and they were thrilled about the whole thing. I grabbed a cake, an elegant bouquet, some bubbly, and a golden pendant as a gift, then dashed home. I slipped in, not making a peep. My wife was perched in front of the computer, engrossed in a lively chat with her friend on Skype. She didn't even catch me coming in or standing by the door. But the gist of their conversation hit me like a ton of bricks. Asterisk, asterisk, friend, asterisk, asterisk, so, spill the beans, Gelka, how's it coming along? Asterisk, asterisk, wife, asterisk, asterisk, we're already 4 weeks in. Asterisk, asterisk, friend, asterisk, asterisk, does Kostya know? Kostya is me, by the way. Asterisk, asterisk, wife, asterisk, asterisk, yeah, he was the first one I called. Asterisk, asterisk, friend, asterisk, asterisk, just him. Asterisk, asterisk, wife, asterisk, asterisk, what are you driving at, buddy? Asterisk, asterisk, friend, asterisk, asterisk, are you certain it's Kostya's child? Wife, naturally, who else could it be from? Namich and I haven't been intimate for the past 2 months, and with Max, we always make sure to use protection. I made it clear to him right from the start that if I ever wanted to have more children, they would only be from my husband. I told him a year and a half ago during that trip to the shore that I wouldn't jeopardize my family and that he shouldn't expect anything serious from me. Girlfriend, what about that attractive guy from the expo? I almost lost it when I saw you forgiving him in front of your husband. Wife, oh, come on. Casual sex doesn't lead to pregnancies. They both burst into laughter. Friend, oh, Jelka, you're playing with fire. You have such an incredible husband. What more could you possibly want? If you don't love. Wife, don't preach to me. Caroline, you're a holy person. Here we go again. I deeply adore my husband. However, it's the 21st century now. You need to embrace modernity, my dear friend. Love and intimacy are two distinct entities. Not everything can be evaluated based on wealth and physicality. If my sole desire was material benefit, I would have left my family for Arkady Naumovich long ago. He recklessly throws money around like seeds, and he doesn't require much satisfaction in the bedroom. Friend, what about Kostya? Wife, what do you mean, Kostya? Kostya is my spouse, the father of my daughter, and the future father of my second child. We share a deep spiritual connection. He is precious to me, mentally compatible, and deeply connected to my soul. He brings me ease, and that is why I love him. But let's not confuse love with mere physical pleasure. These little adventures on the side had a certain excitement to family life. They spice things up, so to speak. That's the type of discussion they had. If at that exact moment I were impaled with a scorching bayonet beneath my shoulder blade, it is likely that I would not have been as pained and repulsed by all the words I had just heard. In that instant, while I stood there, taking in their exchange, my sole desire was to perish. It was as if an unseen band was constricting my temples and throat, sweat trickling down my neckline, my ears ringing incessantly, and everything in my surroundings cloaked in shades of black and gray, devoid of any color. I have no recollection of how I found myself in the room, but when she turned around with a frightful expression, it became clear that I had overheard everything from the look on my face. Her response mirrored those tacky television programs. You've misconstrued it all. It was merely a jest. Realizing that humiliating me would only make matters worse, she dropped to her knees and pleaded, "Please forgive me. For the sake of our daughter, for the sake of our future child." She clung to my legs, kissing my knees in a repulsive manner. My initial urge was to grab her by the hair and slam her head against the floor, but my paternal instinct kicked in, and I settled for a resounding slap across her face with a bouquet of flowers. Snatching the wedding ring from her finger, I hurled it back at her. Then, without a moment's hesitation, I dashed out of the room and raced home to seek solace at my parents' house, narrowly avoiding a couple of accidents along the way. Making a brief stop at the nearest supermarket, I purchased 3 bottles of vodka and some juice. When I arrived at my parents' abode, I ascended to the upper floor, bellowed at my daughter, and displayed impoliteness towards my father. However, I soon embraced Leica tightly, expressed regret, planted affectionate kisses on her cheeks, and professed my deep love for her. Seeking solitude, I locked myself within a chamber and indulged in alcohol. I consumed vodka as if it were mere water, barely feeling its intoxicating effects even after downing the first bottle. Impulsively, I dialed my superior's number and requested a few days' leave. When questioned about the reason, I replied, "I'll elucidate it later." Thankfully, my chief granted me additional days off, extending the already anticipated weekend to a 4-day hiatus, which I presumed would be ample time for me to regain my composure. As I embarked on my 3rd bottle, the liquor eventually overpowered me, causing unconsciousness. For a span of 2 days, I adamantly refused entry to anyone, instead succumbing to bouts of weeping and fixating my gaze upon a single spot. In the course of those tumultuous days, my mother paid a visit multiple times, supplementing her presence with cups of tea and inquiring about my emotions. However, I had not yet confided in my parents about the details of my distress. Then my mother entered the room and informed me that Jelia had arrived to collect both me and Lika, as it was already Sunday. I replied that Lika would remain here, and I requested my wife to kindly escort her out. My mother interjected, stating that if we had indeed quarreled, it was our responsibility to resolve it. Such matters are common within families. Little did she know. Just then, Galia entered the room, finding me seated on the floor, appearing rather forlorn. At this point, a conversation ensued between my wife and me. She greeted me with a hello, addressing me affectionately and inquiring about my well-being. She asked if I was feeling any better and suggested that we communicate. In disbelief, I retorted, questioning how she possessed the audacity to arrive here. "Wife, do you despise me? I comprehend your current emotions, the pain you're experiencing, but at least try to lend me an ear. Prior to responding, consider this. Have I been an unsatisfactory partner, a neglectful mother, an inadequate hostess throughout our time together? Have you been wandering around in filth and hunger, or have I failed to please you in bed? Me, here's the deal. I'm filing for divorce. Lika will remain with me. Tomorrow after work, I'll collect my belongings and hers." Wife, oh, what a surprise. The immediate reaction of a philandering spouse. She twisted the figurine and thrust it right under my nose. "Did you happen to notice this? We can address it later. It seems you have no interest in listening or understanding me." Me, comprehend what? If you shared with me that you encountered another gentleman and became infatuated with him, deeply smitten, I would grasp it. If, under the influence of alcohol, you unintentionally, without realizing your actions, engaged in regrettable behavior, I would find understanding. If you harbored feelings of envy towards me, if I betrayed your trust and you sought retribution, I would comprehend. What is there to comprehend? How can you display such a heartless, cynical disposition, engaging in deceit without cause, merely for your own gratification? And what's even more distressing is your obliviousness to the gravity of your actions. And as for listening, I certainly paid attention last night. I believe I no longer want to engage in conversation with you, see you, hear you, or keep your company. Let's pursue a divorce devoid of further scandals. The court will handle matters concerning Lika, but I will insist. Wife, you're mistaken. I won't grant you a divorce, not under any circumstances. It's simply not up for discussion. And for the foreseeable future, we won't be ending our marriage, not in the next 2 years and 2 months. Let me remind you, cost, that I'm carrying your baby. Me, I have my doubts about that now. Wife, all right, fine. Go ahead and spread the word. I can just picture the predicament you'll find yourself in when we conduct a DNA test after the baby is born. I'll be the one insisting on it myself. Me, nonetheless, it does not alter the circumstances. Even if we choose not to proceed with a divorce at this time, I am resolute in my decision to not cohabitate with you any longer. Wife, oh, you certainly will. You'll be compliant and peaceful as a newborn babe. Furthermore, I insist that you gather yourself together in prompt fashion so that the three of us, you, me, and Lika, can return home. Will an hour suffice, I trust? Me, how can you be so certain that this will be the case? What will happen otherwise? Wife, otherwise, by tomorrow, your colleagues at work will be well aware of your abandonment of a pregnant spouse. They will scornfully turn their backs on you, and you are well aware of your boss's response to such behavior. You will find yourself jobless in an instant, your entire career poured down the drain. And my influential acquaintance, Archidinomic, will effortlessly sever your lifelines, making sure you can't even land a security guard position. Your dear Archidinomic. Wife, did you catch that too? Yep, that's the guy. Stern uncle type. By the way, we ran into him yesterday. He got the hint, decided just being pals was the way to go. I can always count on him if I need to. Me. And what about that other fella? What's his name, Max? Wife. Oh, dealing with him was trickier, but I made things crystal clear. At least that's what I'm counting on, hoping he doesn't show up again. You need to understand, I don't want anyone else but you. Anyway, let's get ready. Just a heads up, if I head home alone now, you're on your own tomorrow. I'll set everyone against you. Me, what if the whole world discovers the truth? Wife, I seriously doubt you'll broadcast it. You'd end up humiliated before anyone else. Besides, I can't fathom what's cooked up in your head. Me, you're being a real pain. Wife, I wouldn't recommend bad-mouthing your expecting wife, though I suspect I might have it coming. Me, fine, you've won. But let's be real here, our relationship will never be the same. Our old life is gone too. I can't bring myself to forgive you. And do you even care about my forgiveness? You don't see your actions as wrong, and you don't even feel remorse. It's your mindset, your perspective on family bonds. People like you don't change. You see the world in a whole different light. Wife, we'll have 2 years and 2 months to see if things can change for both of us. If after that you still want a divorce, I'll let you go. But for now, let's not overreact. Get your things. I'll be waiting. We can talk about this at home. Me, just to be clear, our relationship is over. I don't have anything to discuss with you anymore. The only reason I have any concern for you is because you are carrying my child. Once the baby is born, my attention will solely be on them. Oh, and Lika too. Now please go downstairs and wait for me while I freshen up. Reluctantly, I followed her instructions like a submissive sheep, lacking any will of my own. As I entered our home, everything felt foreign to me. The taste of food turned bitter, and the water seemed stale. I've taken up residence in the living room, doing my best to avoid any conversation with my wife. Over the past 3 months, I've lost my grin, my hunger, my shut-eye, and my zest for life. I'm on autopilot, just going through the motions. Heading home feels like a chore. With Galia expecting, I'm trying not to raise my voice or stress her out. But the tender words she used to hear are missing. Honestly, I only talk about things related to her pregnancy. I provide what's needed, keep supporting my family, but joy has slipped through my fingers.